To get this started, I want to talk first about the way these golf clubs are built. I have an iron 7 here and a driver. Have a look at this. If I put an iron 7 here flat on the ground like this here, you can see the shaft is leaning forward like this. The way this club sits on the ground motivates the golfer to hit it ball first and then ground, so in a descending blow like this here. On the other hand, if you put the driver down on the ground, you can see the shaft is leaning a little bit more in this direction. So the way this is built will motivate the golfer to hit it more upwards like this. Most golfers I know, they have heard about this, that you have to hit the ball in an upward motion, and they also heard already that you have to have your spine tilted away from the target like this at impact, with the hands a little bit more forward, so you get into an optimal position. And that's absolutely correct, absolutely correct. But because they are trying to achieve this, they are doing something really wrong. And the thing is, when they get in the setup, they actually try to get in that position already. Yeah, it's set up like this. So they excessively tilt the spine away like this. They get their lead hip higher. And this is the best way for catastrophe. That's really, really bad. Why? Because if you set up like this here, yeah, you might be hitting the ball more upward. Yeah, you might not slice. You might get more from the inside. But the problem is with that is you will get a very insufficient body turn. The ground forces you create, they are going to suffer a lot, and you're going to hit it really, really short. So next time you watch a PGA Tour event, please make sure that you watch their setup. So what they do is they set up with their hips level to the ground like this, and also their spine is more or less straight. Just here on the upper part here, that's tilted away. Okay, so it's not the whole thing, it's just the upper part from the sternum here. I think that's a really, really good position. So and basically if you take your normal grip like this, your trail hand is lower than the lead hand, and you will get a natural tilt already. You just want to make sure you're not leaning in this direction, that's bad. But if you stand straight and basically move your trail hand towards your knee like this, yeah, you're absolutely fine. You don't want to have more than that, okay? So make sure that you have the spine in this position when you hit your driver shots. We will talk about how we can create this movement in the golf swing naturally a little bit later in this video. But first I want to talk with you about other problems. And one of the biggest problems I see is that the club face is too open in the golf swing for most people. If I take my backswing and I'm right here, you can see that the club here is pointing like in a 45-degree angle. This is considered to being open, and if it looks up to the sky like this, this is called closed. Yeah? It doesn't mean necessarily that the club face will be open or closed down at impact, but I can tell you if the club hangs like this, you're going to have a really tough time, especially if you don't play golf for a living. And if you take a backswing like this, yeah, and I'm here, and I just let go of the club like this, you see it falls into an open position like this just by itself, just by the way the mass is contributed here in the club head here. So if you let go, it opens. Many people think you have to let the club do its own work, and that's exactly what many golfers are doing. They take a backswing and then they basically let the club do what it wants, and it goes into this position here instead into a little stronger position like this here. So you want to make sure that in the early downswing your club face is not too open. And there are two ways how you can go about this. There's the way how the professionals do it. The professionals, they are really aware of where the club face is the whole time in the golf swing. They know that they have to turn the shaft a little bit more in this direction, and they're really aware that they have to come square to the ball. Okay, we can talk about this in another video another time, but for many golfers who don't have the time to practice like a professional and don't have the understanding as like a professional, I really recommend that you do another thing, and that's strengthening your grip. So what is that? So if this is like a neutral grip, okay, and you just turn your hand a little bit more to the right as a right-handed golfer, yeah, you will have it's called a stronger grip. This will promote a club face that will shut more naturally. So even if you're here and you lose it a little bit, yeah, you will still have a rather square club face, and you still can hit it straight. So if you really struggle with slicing the ball or have a problem with a big curve, this is something you really want to have a look at. Turn your grip a little bit more over here, and you will hit better shots. So there's another thing I want to talk with you about, why people are losing distance with the driver compared to the irons. And I have a really cool drill coming up, so keep watching. We're going to talk about how we get the body in the correct position a little bit later. But the thing is, many golfers really struggle with a chicken wing. So they go down here, and then it looks something like this here. And when you like break down like this with your elbows, you cannot create speed, and you cannot create a situation in the impact zone here where you can hit consistent golf shots. So you want to have a movement more like this. And there are like two main reasons why I see people chicken winging. The number one is, we talked about it already, it's an open club face. So if your club face is really open like this here, so you can see just before impact, it's facing the camera. And I will keep on doing a great movement with my body and my arms. You can see I'm going to hit it all the way over there. So nobody will do that. Maybe once, but not the whole time. So what golfers start to do is, when the club face is really open down here, they start to stall with the body and move the elbows apart like this to square up the club face. And that's the funny thing, because actually if they wouldn't be doing that, they wouldn't be hitting it straight at all. So it just saves the direction a little bit maybe, but it will kill all the speed. So we talked about this already. Make sure your grip is in the right position, and get the club face in a better position down here. So you actually have no reason to compensate and just can squeeze your elbows together like this. Is something I really like to have as a feeling, that you squeeze the elbows together here. Then you will get a more stable club face down here. And the second thing, what happens really often why people have chicken wings is, and we mentioned this before today, is when their upper body is closer towards the target than the lower body, like this. So if that happens, look, if that happens here, look where I'm going. I'm going really steep into the ground, and I'm really low. So what people tend to do then is, when they're going like this, they're going to pull arms in like this and shallow out the club like this to be able to hit it. And you can imagine, if you look at me now, this is not a very powerful position. So if you have the feeling that's something you're struggling with, yeah, not getting into this position, I have this fantastic drill for you. So this drill I'm showing you now will help you to get in a great impact position with your spine, with your pelvis, just as we talked about before, this classic axis tilt, without, of course, setting up like this, okay? So this is what I want you to do, and you cannot actually hit golf balls like this. It's a feeling you're trying to develop. What I want you to do is, I want you to take a backswing. And when you're about here, I want you to throw your trail foot behind like this, okay? So it's going to look something like this, okay? So it's going to look like this here. So you can see my spine is tilting away very naturally. So I do a couple of rehearsals like this here. And when I actually get the feeling, I try to hit a shot without actually doing it. Sounds crazy, but I can have the same feeling like now, but I didn't move it back there, just without actually doing it. And that being said, try to do the drill first and then hit it like this. Okay guys, hope you had fun. Let me know in the comments if it helped you and your game, and yeah, I see you in the next video. Have a cool video over there. Bye bye.